We did it.
We did it. Oh my God. Thank you so much for being ready like so early.
Oh my God, I've just been sitting here just like sweating.
Oh, I'm dripping. I'm literally dripping. Thank God we're not closer up on my nose because it's just a festival right here.
Oh
Wait,
yeah, always.
I'm going to give you a proper introduction. Guys, we're officially starting the podcast. Hi. Welcome to Bullshittery, episode 2. We are here with my new friend. Literally, I can't wait to meet you in person. It's going to be so much fun. Taylor, Graysen, Owen.
Wow, that is a great intro. That's the best intro I've ever gotten. Thank you.
Oh, I'm not even done. I'm not even done.
Oh,
Listen,
oh my God, keep going. Keep
this is actually
going.
going to be the majority of the podcast. So if you could just
Please.
yeah, I'm just going to rave. So Taylor and I connected on TikTok. I don't know how it started, but I was immediately obsessed with her content because her and her partner James, it's still up for debate if they are in a relationship or if they are siblings. I think it's just like a fun thing that we can all just kind of conspire about. But they created the most iconic parodies of Succession that I've ever seen in my life, and I immediately followed you, and that's it. That's the history of us.
Oh, thank you so much. That's so sweet of you. I can't believe we connected so late in the game. Also, I can't, this is our first time meeting, technically. Oh, we lost her. She's gone. All right, guys, this is my podcast now.
Okay. Sorry, 1 second. I just needed to I wanted to screen record this too. So.
Oh, got it. I was just saying this is my podcast
Okay,
now. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to be hosting this anymore. This is all Taylor. I'm just going to watch as you do your show.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. Welcome to Bullshittery. This is my first guest, Mackenzie.
Thank you so much for having
no,
me.
no, I was saying this is our first time meeting, technically.
Yeah, it is. We've
It's so
texted and
crazy.
DM a lot. But we haven't met in person. There's also somebody, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but somebody's weed whacking directly outside right now. So that's really fun.
It's fine.
Can you hear it?
Let's bring him in here. Bring him in
Guys,
here.
can you stop? Come here. The first thing I just like to do to start off the podcast and make everyone really comfortable is I like to improvise a song about my guest.
Please.
Because I am an amazing singer, and so I just think it's important to showcase that talent. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, of course.
So I'm gonna just kind of do it. This is not planned, so enjoy. Taylor Graysen Owen. She's on my podcast. She's a really funny girl living in a funny Hollywood world. She's an actress and a comedian, and she doesn't have any back hair that I know of, but she might, because that's her. That's it.
Oh my God, thank God you're recording this so I can keep that forever because that was, now I'm going to expect everybody to sing about my back hair when I meet them.
Yeah, I just think it's a good opener, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. And you know what? I do have high testosterone, so I might have back hair. You don't know.
Good for you. Honestly, I feel like strong people have, just testosterone levels are important. Guys, don't
Yeah, I mean, they're up there. They're up there.
Okay, so I want to ask you a million questions. I have so many things I want to know. One, when did you get into comedy? Has it always been your thing? When did you get the bug? Tell me how you got started in this world.
Okay, cool. Also, I see a regular. Hello. I was always interested in acting from a really young age. I'm from Connecticut. So my older brother, Davis, actually did commercials. And so I grew up being like, I want to do commercials, like the annoying younger sister too.
Yeah.
And then I was just caught with the bug and I totally just was like, this is what I want to do. I always knew I wanted to act from the womb, truly.
Yeah.
So it's been a long journey.
Wait, how old were you how old were you when that started happening, the commercial thing?
No, I was so young. I couldn't even tell you how old I was. From as far as I remember, I always wanted to act. But it wasn't until I feel like my later years, I'm 80, my later years, that I that I really started. What did you say?
when I hit retirement, I decided.
Yeah, exactly. I decided to get into comedy then. But it was, yeah, it was a little more closer into college. I took a Meisner class back in New York City back in the summer, and my Meisner teacher was very much like, "You are comedy. Like, what are you doing?" And I was like, "No, I'm fucking Meryl Streep. What don't you get?"
Oh my God, same though, same.
Right? I feel like everybody grows up just wanting to be the next Meryl Streep, and then you find who you are.
Wait, who was your Meisner teacher? I'm just curious in the city.
Her name was Nina Murano.
Oh, okay. Because I took a Meisner class with somebody too, and I was like, did we have the same teacher? But we
Oh
didn't.
my God, that would be wild.
Meisner wasn't, that was intense. The Meisner was intense.
I loved it. What did you think?
I did love it. I feel like I wish that I had done more of it because I only did it because people study Meisner for like 2 years, 3 years at a
Yeah,
time. I only
yeah.
did like, I think like a 6 week class. So I kind
Okay,
of wish I did more of it. But I'm just kind of like a whatever works kind of person. I don't know. But
totally. Yeah, I loved Meisner because it really taught me to listen. And like
Mhm.
before that, I was not present at all. I was very in my head, just thinking about what I was gonna say. So
Yeah.
it taught me to be a better person in general too, I think.
Oh, yeah. Well, when did you? So you weren't like doing comedy before then. That was like when you kind of was that when you were like, oh, maybe I should lean into that.
Yeah, I feel like she was putting that in my ear. And then in college, I went to Chapman for BFA screen acting, and we got to play with like so many different things there. So I feel like comedy scenes were just where I was really having so much fun and shining. And James actually was a big person to be like, Taylor, why are you looking at comedy as this is like not a great thing? Because I was like, that means I'm not a real actor, you know?
I know, I know.
Yeah.
Wait, so you guys met in college?
Yeah, we met in college in a play.
I love that.
Like
Wait,
every
what play were you
loser.
guys doing?
Oh my God, we did the Midsummer Night's Dream, Midnight Summer, whatever the Shakespeare play is. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like the leading Oberon like hot guy, and I was like a side character named Tom Snout.
Stunning. That really
Yeah,
fits, actually. That's really gorgeous.
I know, isn't that was like a good trajectory of our lives.
That's kind of the foundation though that you want. Like you want a guy who's gonna like want that character in the show and not like the lead
Sure.
girl. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
green flags all around.
Yeah, guys, go for the Tom Snouts of the world. I'm telling ya.
Listen, like back hair and Tom Snouts. That's what we're going with.
Oh man, I love it.
And
I love
because I
it.
was gonna ask you, like, were you a theater kid?
I wouldn't like classify myself as a theater kid. Like I can't sing for shit. Like
Okay,
unlike
yeah,
you, which we saw in the beginning. Like
yeah. Stunning.
I but you could tell you actually have a good voice. Like I truly sound like dog shit. Like and it's not that modest like, "Oh, I'm a bit." It's like, "No, people are like, I would pay you to stop singing if I tried to sing." Yeah. So
Oh my god. So you've never done a musical then?
oh
Musicals are
God, no. I could actually never. Like I could actually never, even if I wanted to. So I feel like a lot of theater kids derive from like musicals, I feel.
yeah, I kind of that's kind of what it. Yeah, I think so for the most part
Right?
because like that's what like this middle schools will do. They'll put on a musical. I didn't really get into theater until high school, but it was musicals. It was like the
Wait,
show
can
parody.
I was gonna say, can I ask you what got you like what was the spark for you in high school?
Oh my god, yeah, no, I love this story. So I was not all my friends were not theater people. Like I was the only one who was like curious about it, and I didn't come from like a theater family. Nobody, but my mom is very like she would sing all the time, and I always like was very interested in it. And then I auditioned for the show Sweet Charity, and I was a sophomore in high
Ooh.
school, and it was my first like play ever, like except for like the church plays when I would like play Mary Magdalene or something.
Oh yeah, of course.
I
Of
literally
course.
was a star, but like
Wait, I didn't get Mary Magdalene and I was upset. I got like the side angel characters. Yeah.
oh, that
Always the
yeah.
Tom Snouts, you know. Okay, keep going, keep
I
going.
was destined to play. I am Mary Magdalene. You know what I mean? Like, but so I got the ensemble and I was so excited. And opening night, I remember I was so nervous. Like I was literally shaking, convulsing. And I had to carry a placard across the stage. Like that, like this. Like that was my first thing I had to do. And I was the first one that had to walk out. And
Oh,
as
that's a lot.
soon
That's a lot.
it was an immense amount of pressure. And as soon as I walked out, literally the audience started clapping. Cause it's like the start of the show. Like they weren't clapping for me. Like but like lights were up. Like and I remember I was just like, you know that TikTok sound that from like the Homelander sound right
I
now?
was just gonna say the Homelander. You're like,
All right.
okay.
Literally, that's how it was. Like, I feel like I was supposed to just dart across stage and be done with it. But I think I was like,
Yeah.
you know, like that was it. And then that was it. And still
I
to this day,
love
I
that.
refuse to do anything else, you know?
That's amazing. That's a great story.
And have you studied improv? Because you're so good. Like, you really are
Thank
so
you.
fun and quick.
Thank
And
you.
yeah, tell me about your training and stuff with comedy.
So like I said, BFA screen acting, I did do groundlings, but I don't know. I didn't have like I did groundlings, but I didn't feel like that's where I learned kind of my improv tendencies. I would honestly say that I learned a lot from just doing. One of my best friends, Natasha, and I, we like wrote and made so many things, and like I really feel like doing it is the best practice, and that was where like I don't know, that's where I feel like the most comfortable stuff came out of.
Was that was that pre TikTok or did TikTok kind of start that?
Yeah, no, that was pre TikTok. Her and I did a showcase together and we wrote our scene like for, like college showcase.
Oh, okay,
And we
okay.
wrote yeah, and we wrote our scene and we just kept working together after that and she's like one of my best friends and we'll go on to do something great one day. But like yeah, that's really where we would write scripts but also just like improv back and forth when we shot. We made like web series. So yeah.
That's so dope. And when did
Yeah.
you because like TikTok has been and you're so active too, like on Instagram. You guys need to go follow her. I Anytime you post a story, I watch all of it because you just like I don't know, it's just like fun to watch you live your life.
I love
When
you. Sometimes I'm like, am I posting too many stories? I pulled it back the past couple of days because we got a lot of new followers from the bear sketches. So I'm like, I don't want to start scaring these people.
Never enough. No, I love it. I think
Okay,
that
great.
people love engaging stories. Like when you do like your Q&As and stuff and like you're like ask me anything. People love that. I need to do more of that. I'm just like really
Yeah,
bad
you
about it.
should. It's the best. Honestly, connecting with people is like actually, I'm sure you think this too. It's like the best part of all of this.
Yeah. I just looked down and I saw somebody say, "Bro, chill." Guys, I hope nobody's fighting in the comments. Keep the deuces. Keep them down. Let's keep it peaceful. I don't know what's happening.
That's great. Like, no, let's see
Um,
a fist fight. I want to see it. I'm just kidding.
I know. This is intriguing. Um, so so your TikTok journey. Let's talk
Mm,
about Succession a little bit, and because I just
okay.
also talk to you about Succession because I'm obsessed with that show. Um, when did you start doing TikTok, and was it off the bat you and James, or was it like you and then how did it start with the Succession journey?
I feel like I'm doing the Gabby head nod right now. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Okay.
that was so good, by the way.
So great question. I went on TikTok during the pandemic. I feel like everybody else. And
Yeah.
everybody was always like, Taylor, you have to get on it. And I was one of those assholes who's like, I'm not gonna get on TikTok. It's for dancing. Like, was stupid. No. So then I eventually caved in and got TikTok. Like month 3 of the pandemic. I don't even know when we all just were like, what's happening?
Yep.
And I was living back in Connecticut. I moved home, like not knowing I was going to move home, but I moved home for like the pandemic to be with my parents. And so I just started making videos with my mom because she's insane.
She's
And
an
like,
icon.
she truly is an icon. Like, she is a huge character and so funny and needs her own TikTok page, truly.
She really does.
Um,
She really does.
yeah, I'm gonna set her up with one. She's not gonna know how to work it, but
part of the fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. She's just like live, not knowing it. So I started making videos with her and like did the trends and all that good stuff. And then when I came back to California, I was like, okay, what am I gonna do now? And I started this series called Women in Films versus Reality because it was what was that chess show? Chess? Um, The Queen's Gambit.
Oh, yeah, Queen's Gambit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So good.
And
So good.
so good. I freaking love that show. But she had that like breakdown scene where she just looks like super hot drinking alcohol and having like a
Oh,
major
I know. She's on
breakdown.
the couch. Oh,
Yeah, yeah. And I'm like, okay, I do not look like that when I'm having a breakdown. Okay. So then I was like, I gotta make this a series. I started that and I did a shower one that like went super viral. And so I kept doing that. And then after that, I would make them, but I just didn't really care about stuff I was making unless I loved the content. Like I didn't really care to do the trends and stuff like that. I just like I didn't have that passion for it where some
yeah,
people are
yeah.
just so, good about it. And then we were just binging Succession for the new season. We were just like pre-gaming, just watching it, rewatching it. And I was just at the gym on the treadmill and I was like, oh, it would be really funny if there was a video but with Succession stakes, but like super normal.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it was like literally the premiere of season 2 night. And I come home and I'm like, hey James, do you want to do this TikTok with me? He's like, yeah, sure. And then he's like, is dinner gonna be ready for like Succession by that time? Like he was more concerned about the chicken cutlets I was making.
I mean, chicken cutlets are a priority at all times. So,
I mean,
yeah.
truly. And like I make some really good chicken cutlets. But they're really good. I'll make
When
them
I
for
come
you
to
when you
LA,
come
we
out.
can have it all.
Oh
It'll be
yeah,
great.
we'll have a family style dinner, wines and chicken
Mm.
cutlet. It'll be amazing.
Oh, I can't wait.
Okay, so yeah, I just came home and I was like, let's do it. And it was maybe the easiest video we've ever done, still to that day. Like so low key, not expecting anything. And then the next morning we woke up and I like woke him up. I was like, it went viral. And he's like, what? And that was his first time going viral. And then the rest was history.
The impressions are so on point. Like,
Oh
so
wow,
on
thank
point.
you.
And I need to
Hmm.
ask, okay, also wait, somebody sent us roses. That was what the argument was about. I'm so sorry we didn't thank you. Whoever you are, I love you so much. It's just I can't see it when I'm staring into Taylor's beautiful eyes. So
Yeah, they're
I didn't know. But I love you, okay? Thank you so much. I just needed to acknowledge that gorgeous person who was doing that.
I love that.
Okay, wait, I was just gonna ask. Oh,
Yeah.
when was it like with TikTok? When were you like, oh, okay, this is a thing? Oh, no. Well, that question. But I want to talk about Succession, just the show, because I
Yes,
just want to
please.
talk about it. I want to know whose side are you on? Like, who do you
Ooh.
gravitate toward?
Okay, here's the thing. They do such a good job of like not making you pick a side. I think I lean more towards Daddy Roy than most people.
Tell me why. I want to hear your thought process on all this.
I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like he makes a lot of fair points. Like I think he's evil, of course, sure. But like when he was just like make your own fucking pile, like why do you guys all think that you're just like you should just get this because like what have you done kind of thing? And then the
Mm-hmm.
whole love monologue, like you come in here with love. I was like, I buy it. He could be lying, but I buy it.
I really, that was such a beautiful argument. And to add to it, I feel like the kids, we'll just call them the kids
The
for
kids.
the sake of easiness.
Yeah.
I feel like I love them all so much and I hate them all so much. Like in my
Yeah.
journey,
Oh,
Shiv, especially Shiv was like here and then like
I know.
here and then like just like stays here though because she's just so amazing. I just love her so much.
She's, I
Um,
know.
but it's like it's such a perfect and beautiful example of like nepotism and how like these like not saying I don't like like all nepotism people because some nepotism babies are like amazing, but I think it's a
Yeah.
gorgeous like they feel that entitlement. These particular characters feel that entitlement, like no, it's mine now. I deserve it because it's my. I just deserve it because whatever, you're my
Right.
dad. And I just love that he's just like, no, you need to earn it. And they're just like stubborn little shits about it. They're just like, I don't
Right.
want to learn. I'm just, but they already think that they know everything they need to know too. Like it's just so good. And I'm
It's
obsessed
so
with
good
Nicholas
because
Braun. Can't.
with who? With what?
Nicholas Braun. I just love him.
Oh, I know. I know. Everyone is. Everyone is. He's just, I mean, just came out of that show a freaking superstar, as he
He's
should.
such a star. Oh,
He's such a star. But I will say, like, for the people who will listen to this podcast and they're like, how could you, they just like back Daddy Roy? Like, Daddy Roy's very evil too. And he
yeah.
definitely has made decisions for like, that I don't back up. So I don't know. It's just tough.
Well, and he is responsible for who they are. Like he's responsible for their egos and like the way that they feel
This is
entitled.
true.
Like no one is good, but everyone's amazing. You know, it's the
Exactly.
best. It's the best show on television. Like I truly believe that,
I
and
agree.
the best casting. So kudos to the entire team of Succession. I know you were waiting
We,
for
yeah.
so
They're all listening right now on this live, so
they really
we're
are.
very
Yeah,
proud.
I know they are. Just they're big fans of both of us probably. Also, I'm wearing eyelashes and they're coming off. I tried to be fancy.
They look amazing. I can't do the eyelashes because I
Oh
sweat too much. Oh, we're off. We're
God,
off, ladies and gentlemen.
we're
You
doing
still look
great.
great.
You know why?
If
Because
you
I'm such an avid sweater that
same, I get it.
there
If
we
you're
go.
listening, Mackenzie's eyelash just totally fell off of her face,
Yeah, it's
and
actually
she's
it's really a good look. I think I'm just gonna take it off probably. So we're like
it looks
one
great.
eyelash. I'll just take them both off. All right, forget it. Okay, just forget it. I tried to look good for you guys, but God had other plans.
You
um,
still look gorgeous.
thank you so much.
Hmm.
Okay, so who are some of your biggest creative influences? Like, who do you want
Hmm.
to work with?
Oh man, it's so hard. I've worked with one of them, Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Yes,
I I just think the world of her. Her like career, her wit, her comedy, her just she's so smart. Like she is one person that always comes to mind that I'm like, you are incredible.
I feel like you guys could play related too. Like, you could be her like daughter or something.
I'm happy to. And she was on set. I was not in any of the scenes with her on Veep, but she was EPing, so she was just there for the day. And like you would just she came up to me and she was like, "Hi, my name's Julia. I just want to thank you so much for being here." And I was just like, "I know your fucking name." Like I didn't say that.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I'm like, "Are you a PA? Can you get me a water actually?"
I think if you had done that, she would have been so happy. I think she would have
She,
loved that.
she would have, but I was playing it so cool that I was just like probably actually didn't have a personality and was just like, "Yeah, it's nice to meet you too, Julia." But
Oh my!
I did do you know Matt Walsh on that show? He
I'm
plays
terrible with names. I would know him if I saw him.
so he plays Mike and that's who all my scenes were with. And he I actually auditioned for that in this shirt, so this is my lucky shirt. Um oh, so in my third scene, which it got cut in the end because the David Mandel said that it wasn't like the writing wasn't believable enough in the end. But in that scene, Matt and I wake up in bed together and he thinks I slept with him, but I did like we didn't sleep together. He just like cried himself to sleep and I had to like console him. So then that morning I met Matt and I was like I was like he had no idea who I was and I didn't take this into consideration, but I was like, "Hey Matt, can't wait to get into bed with you later." And it just like he for a second he just looked at me and then he was like, "Ah, you must be playing Lizzie. That was good. That was
That was probably very startling. He was probably just like, "Did I make a plan that I didn't remember?" Or
Yeah,
like,
yeah. You're just like it's like 8 a.m. He's like, "What is happening right now?"
am I? Can you get her all set? Can somebody
Yeah.
remove her, please?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Should she be here? I don't think so.
Somebody wants to know what season / character were you?
It was season 7, episode 3, Not that I have it memorized. And I played Lizzie, a BuzzFeed reporter that Mike got sent to the BuzzFeed house, and I was like the reporter who he had to work with.
Nice.
Yes.
So wait, what are your like? I think what we should do is we should manifest like a buddy comedy movie in which our parents are. I'll have Amy Poehler, and you can have Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and then they can be like best friends, and then we actually are their kids, and we just hate each other, and it's just like a fun comedy. You know what I mean?
This is perfect. I love it already.
And I want to know too before we move to our entertainment news segments, guys, because we have segments on this podcast. Okay.
I love this. This is a great podcast, by the way.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy you're here. This is just great. I'm saving you. I'm also going to bring you in person, you and James, because I just want to like do a live episode with you because it's just going to be gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
I want to talk about. This is like a question I'm going to ask everybody throughout the podcast. Is like imposter syndrome. Do you deal with it? If you do deal with it, at what level, and like how do you kind of like combat that?
Yeah, it's funny because the word, like the phrase imposter syndrome, I feel like really came up like the past couple of years. I hadn't heard that saying before ever.
I hadn't either. And now it's just
right?
like,
Yeah, now it's just like I don't know what that's from. I don't know if everybody I don't know. It's very interesting. But I mean, I think everybody feels a level of like, do I deserve to be where I am? But I don't know. My parents raised me like they're both very confident people, and they both raised me very much to be like, if you do the work and you do everything you can and you still don't like get the part or whatever, like as long as you did that, then like you fucking did it. And like that's amazing. So when you do get something, it's like, no, I did all of the work to be here, you know? I definitely deal with it. I'm not being like, yeah, I'm a cocky piece of
no,
shit.
but that's such a healthy outlook, though. Like that's such a healthy outlook.
Yeah, yeah. And I think a lot of people like need to think about that too. That a lot of the time it's like, who's better than you for this job or this part or like this boyfriend or girlfriend, you know, like why not you kind of thing.
Well, and
Yeah.
it's funny because like I feel like I'm almost kind of manic about my imposter syndrome. Like I will feel like I have an unwavering self belief. Like it's just like my chemical makeup, how I'm like wired. But it's also like I think that TikTok will warp my sense of like self sometimes, and just like the internet in general, because it's like, you know, I will like compare myself to like, oh, this person had more views. It's just stupid shit. But it's like at the same, I have just like that imbalance of like I'll feel like I'm amazing, and then at the same time it's like, what right do I have to be doing this? Like it's so weird. But I'm getting all the time. So
I think that makes a lot of sense. And like it is hard with I feel like the whole comparing yourself, that's just so hard, you know, like I think it's always about like coming back to you and a person. And like, you know, it's like people are doing like the same sketches sometimes. Like they'll copy you or do something you did, but like as long as you're authentically you, then it's like, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Well, it's so funny. Like we had very similar journeys because I was like you. I was like, I'm not doing TikTok. Like I'm not a dancer, and because it was very dance heavy during the pandemic. Like it was.
Yeah, it was. It totally
which,
was.
like seriously stunning. Like if I could dance like that, I would. But I just can't shake my ass like that. I just can't. I'm not built like that.
Same.
But I think what was super fun and I don't know if this was a fear of yours, but like I didn't want to go viral for something that wasn't authentic and get stuck in that. And I was like afraid of that too. But then like with the childhood ruin stuff, like it just kind of happened, and I am that weird. So, you know?
I was like, yeah, no, it's true. And like, and I feel like to your question before too, of did you try to kind of crack like Instagram or TikTok before? Like because with acting in our career, like they always say that social media matters. And before it was TikTok, it was Instagram and it was like blogging and outfits and this and that. And I would try in there, and I'm so happy I did not blow up as that because like I was trying to be like this hot girl and I'm like, I'm not this fucking hot girl, you know? Like, and my friends from back home would be like, Taylor, what the fuck is your Instagram page? Like, what are you doing?
I love
So
being ugly on the internet. It's kind of like my favorite thing.
like it's amazing. My mom will be like, Taylor, you can't go to the house without makeup. Like you never know who you're gonna see. I'm like, Mom, I've dressed up as Colonel Sanders on my fucking TikTok. Like people don't know me as pretty. It's fine.
And then when you show up pretty, people are like, "Oh my god, like you're really pretty," and I'm like, "I know." Like,
Yeah. It's like you have to do the
that's
bare minimum. Yeah. But I love also I feel like I haven't complimented you enough. Like your videos are so freaking funny. I can't believe I didn't
it.
hadn't seen them before we connected and I was dying. Like the your dropped inness is like it kills me.
Well, I don't know. I feel like I don't like disassociate, but I don't know if this happens to you too. But when and this is like a weird actor thing, maybe, but like, it's not me doing it in a way. Like, it's just
Yeah,
like them doing it, and I'm just kind of taking a back seat and letting them do their thing, which is very
that's
fun to
amazing.
observe. You know? I just
Yeah.
let them play.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. I feel like that's what everybody tries to get to. So you're there.
And you write out all your sketches, right? Like you write
Yeah.
them out beforehand. My God, good for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I write them all and like definitely room to play, but I feel like I mean with stuff like Succession, spoofing Succession, you can't not because it's that dialogue's so
Well,
witty that
that
it's like
yeah.
like stuff like that. I'm trying to think of stuff that we did kind of off the cut. Pretty much nothing. It's all
It's
written.
so good. It's so because I
Thank
feel like
you.
sometimes I improvise everything I do on TikTok. Like I have the thoughts, like but
Wow.
everything. But I feel like if I were to sit and write out lines for myself, I don't know that they would come out as organically or as dialed in as because then I'd be like memorizing and like so it's weird. I don't know. But it's like if I'm working on an audition or getting a script, it's like a different thing. So it's
No,
interesting.
that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
That must be really fun. Do you have fun when you make your videos or do you get stressed? Like, are you always just having a blast? Like, what's your journey with that?
So I don't I'm not a schedule person. I don't keep a calendar. I don't write in a journal. I lack self-discipline like real bad. So
Same.
I really and that's the end of the podcast, everyone. Have a good night. Um so whenever I'm in the mood, that's when I'll do the TikTok. So like if I disappear for a few days, it's just because I literally don't have the energy or I just like don't want to. Or I'm having like an episode where I'm just like, I am shit and I suck, so I'm just not gonna make anything. And it's pretty toxic, but then I get like in my good manic phase and I'm like, oh, we're gonna pump out content. Like it's gonna be great. So I'm finding my balance.
Totally.
But I'm not like I know there are people and like this I am so amazed by these people that like will say, okay, and I think you might be one of these people who like you map out when you're gonna write, when you're gonna shoot, when you're gonna post, like I'm amazed by people with that kind of I just don't have it. I wish I did.
No, I can't do it. My biggest goal, which I still am not doing great at, is like being regimented and diligent of being like, no matter if I have an idea or not, I'm gonna wake up and write and hopefully something will come out. I'll be like, fuck no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna wait until I have an amazing idea and don't have to think about it. Like,
I
it's
know.
so bad. It's so
Oh,
bad.
it's a
Yeah,
fascinating, but I think it's even weirder for actors on this app. Like, and that's a whole other conversation that we should get into. Like when in person, when we're sitting and talking, it's just like the pressures of doing this as an actor are very different than like if you're just doing this for fun. Because
totally.
and like again, like this is a whole can of worms that I have a lot of thoughts about, but I think like it's really weird that whole catch 22 of like years ago casting directors were like make your own content like when YouTube was really big and like when it was like the come up and it was like create your own content, that's how you're going to get out there and like do your thing, and this was kind of before influencers were like a thing. And
Hmm.
now and I know I think that a lot of people, not just actors, but a lot of people are having this issue where it's like, okay, I've done it, I'm doing a thing, I've gone viral, I'm making my own content, but then it's like you're kind of put into the influencer category, and then
Mm.
that can kind of stunt what because people, you know, I do this. Like, I perceive people a certain type of way. If I see a certain type of video over and over, that's
Totally.
how I see that person if I don't know them. So it's kind of like,
Yeah.
it's a weird battle. Like,
No, total. I mean, I have so much to say about this too. We can, we can make this episode 6 hours long if we want
no,
to.
we're gonna come back in person to do this.
Yeah,
We
great.
need to get into our segments here, babes, because we
Let's
got
do
more
it.
news. We got stuff to talk about. Okay. First things first. Jeanette McCurdy wrote a book, and I'm really excited to read it. I'm so excited to read it. I'm gonna read a little bit about what I have seen so far. I know I saw actually somebody said Costin Mayer saying the same thing. I saw that video, and I was like, oh my god, literally. Anyway. So Jeanette McCurdy, she was a Nickelodeon actress. She was also in this show. I don't remember where it was. I think it was called Between, maybe. I watched it. It was like her coming out of Nickelodeon, but now she's done with acting. She's like left the industry, and she wrote a book, which I guess is kind of dark. I was listening to the Morning Toast today. If any toasters are in here, shout out to the Morning Toast. And it's one of them is reading it, Claudia, and she was saying it's actually really dark. Her life is kind of dark. So I'm going to read just the ENews kind of article about this, and then we can discuss. In her hotly anticipated memoir, I'm glad my mom died, the Nickelodeon star pulled no punches when it came to discussing the perils of young fame, developing anorexia as a child, why she ultimately quit acting, and the abuse she suffered at the hands of her mother, who died in 2013. It took a lot of therapy before the 30-year-old was ready to reflect on her life for public consumption. I spent 6 years of time, effort, and energy on the things that I explore in this book, but in a completely unpresentable way, she told Time. That work got me to a place where I was able to start exploring it creatively. So ultimately, we wound up on the page, and what wound up on the page, that's all stuff that I really believe in and stand by. So I feel confident. I feel ready. When she booked a job as a background actor at the age of 6, her mom informed her that as her representative, mommy's not going to take any of your money except for my salary plus essentials. She neglected to say what the essentials were. So blah, blah, blah. Just a bunch of crazy stuff happened to her when she was young. Let me see here. Her mom like showered her until she was like 12 years old and like didn't trust her to shower herself. Like just crazy toxic stuff. And like, I know there is a lot of toxic stuff with Nickelodeon in general, like with the people, not now, but the people I think then that were running this show. I won't name anybody, you know, for whatever, for legal reasons. But yeah, she was on iCarly, and then she did a show, Sam and Cat, and there she just released a bunch of stuff about Ariana Grande, and like just not resentful feelings now, but just like during that time, how she had these privileges that like Jeanette McCurdy didn't have. And I don't know, I'm just like fascinated by this entire thing because I feel like child stars out of fear don't speak up a lot about like what they go through. And even they were like trying to have her like drink alcohol when she was a teenager to like get her loose for like just weird shit. So I'm excited to read the book, and I just wanted to like talk about that for a minute because it's kind of crazy.
No, it is crazy. I saw this news, and I honestly haven't really thought about her name's Jeanette. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, Jeanette McCurdy.
Yeah, I haven't thought about Jeanette in a really long time. I watched her during iCarly, like growing up when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
And I had no idea about any of this. And I mean, even just the title, it like I
I'm
feel like is
definitely
a yeah. I mean, that's freaking like good for her for being brave and telling her story. And
mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't imagine what's in there. I was reading like just also about her, like her mom like basically made her be anorexic, and then on
Like
iCarly,
when she was like 10 or 12. Like that's crazy.
it's crazy. And on iCarly, she said her character's always eating, so it made her incredibly anxious. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so sad.
We need to do better with the children, guys. And I just wanted to shout out Jeanette McCurdy. If you're listening, Jeanette, I got you, girl. I'm gonna read your book. I can't wait. And I'm happy that she like did the work and went through the therapy and like figured out what she needed to figure out in order to write a book that I believe will be super successful. Like I think she's gonna kill it with sales on this book.
Yeah,
I'll be
and I'm sure she's gonna like connect to a lot of people who like go through this and aren't child actors and just have toxic relationships with their parents, you know? So I'm sure it's like a great thing she's gonna do.
bless her. Bless her. I'm excited
Bless
to read it.
her, bless her.
I love dark shit too, so like it really is just like fully up my alley. Okay, next topic for discussion. this is an exciting deadline announcement. Did you watch Breaking Bad or Better Call
Oh,
Saul?
yeah.
Of course. I'm a Vince Gilligan stan. So anyway, as Better Call Saul is coming to an end, series co-creator and Breaking Bad creator Vince Gilligan is ready for what comes next. And once again, for his next drama project, he is going with a wholly original idea. There's a new show coming out next year, I believe. I'm really excited about it. I will watch anything he does. I was so excited I needed to read this story. No one would comment, but there is a lot of anticipation in the marketplace for the pitch, which is expected to come out in the next couple of weeks, with at least 8 to 9 networks and platforms lined up to hear it. Word is that the new show harkens back to Gilligan's tenure on The X-Files, which I was obsessed with. Everyone
Were you?
That's going to be my recommendation for the day. We have a recommendation station, so that'll be mine. Just spoiler alert. Oh my God, yeah, guys, tap the screen. We're trying to get to 125,000 likes, and we're not there yet. We're at 36. Come on, y'all. We can do better. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting distracted by comments.
I love it.
Sorry, listening on Spotify, I'm so sorry. Like, you did not sign up for this. But don't expect it to be a sci-fi drama. When he was a writer-producer on The X-Files, Gilligan was known for focusing more on the human condition in his episodes, which is something that he said he's also going to be doing in his new series. So, new series coming out with Vince Gilligan. I'm really excited. We're just, this is entertainment news, baby. So
this is huge. I feel like Breaking Bad was the thing that I could be so wrong. So it's okay if I am. But I feel like Breaking Bad was one of the things that flipped everybody from movies to television. I feel like it really upped the game, being like, yo, television's not here to fuck around.
That and Mad Men. I think Mad Men was another big one.
I totally agree. I can't wait to see what he comes out with, even though I do think movies are making a big comeback right now.
I think so too, but I am such a TV girl. It's hard.
Same.
I won't go there. I will, but not yet. Okay. I just watched something that I need to talk about it. But we'll wait. I'll wait a minute. So anyway, Very excited, manifesting a booking for us on that show.
Love it. I can't wait to even just hear what it's about. I have no idea based off of that description.
I have no idea either. But guys, when I tell you, you guys need to watch The X-Files. Like, it's the best show of all time. Like, Taylor, you're scrunching your face. We're going to talk about this in a second. This next one is a very sad story, so I'm really sorry, but I had to pay her homage. Olivia Newton-John passed away, guys.
I know.
Literal queen and icon. Like, she passed away. It was a very long battle with breast cancer. I really don't even need to read the whole thing, but I'll just read a little bit because it's just she was so beautiful. She passed away peacefully at her ranch in Southern California, surrounded by friends and family. Her husband wrote a statement on her Instagram account that said, Olivia has been a symbol of triumphs and hope over the last 30 years, sharing her journey with breast cancer. She was doing, I don't know if I know people know her career trajectory, but before Grease, she was already a superstar singer. She was doing country when everyone else was doing disco and other pop and things. And she's just always been so her own person. And I just wanted to personally share quick my Grease memory, because me and my sister used to watch Grease every single day. I kid you not.
Are you serious?
Every single day. I was 10 and she was 6. We probably shouldn't have been watching that movie, but we were. And do you remember when she would sing Hopelessly Devoted and had her hand in the water with the paper? I don't know. Did you ever see that? Did you ever see Grease?
You're gonna be really upset with me right now.
Have you not seen Grease?
I've never watched Grease. I have never fully watched Grease.
Okay. I'm
Breaking news on Bullshittery. Taylor Owen has never watched Grease, and it's all Kiki's fault. So
now it's the time. Now you can just watch it, to pay your respects. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
But there was an iconic scene. Oh, this is great. Sorry, I burped. I guess we'll explain it to you. So there's a scene where she's singing and she has paper in the water. She's ripping pages out of her journal. She's putting them in the water. She's moving them around with her hands. And it defined me as a person. I think I am who I am because of Olivia Newton-John in that movie. I was just I just want to be nice like her. I just want to be
That's incredible.
Nice. And I would do that in my bathtub. I would take a piece of paper, printer paper, white paper from the printer. It was very expensive and my dad and mom were very angry. And I would
they're coming in being like, what are you doing?
I'd be like, I'm singing in the bath. And I would be in the
Yeah.
bathtub singing Hopelessly Devoted to You with the paper in the water. And
That's
yeah,
incredible. I think you might need to recreate that now at this age.
I'm going to wait a beat because I don't want to be disrespectful in any way. But you're
Of
right.
course.
I
As an
do need
homage, of course. As an
as an
homage.
homage. As an homage.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, rest in peace, Olivia Newton-John. I love you. Vinny has entered the chat. Hey, Nicole Yas. I love you guys. I'm going to a wedding with them next weekend. Or not next weekend, in September. I'm really excited about it.
Oh, exciting.
Anyway, let me breathe. I'm talking so fast. I'm so sorry, guys.
It's great.
And every week, this is just a little story. My producer puts something, a bullshittery exclusive on my desk every week, so I just need to read it. Whatever, it's not a big deal. It says, host of Bullshittery podcast, Mackenzie Barman. I don't know why they do this. People won't stop writing up about me, and I don't know what to do. Was spotted drunkenly playing a trombone this past weekend at her friend's wedding. Sources close to the actress /influencer have verified the claims that Mackenzie indeed got very drunk on very strong old fashions being served at the wedding, and also drank directly from a water spigot at some point in the afternoon. Video footage can confirm. We cannot confirm nor deny at this time that Mackenzie leapt into a lake around 9:30 p.m., essentially naked with some friends, completing the eccentric day of love and fun with a good old-fashioned skinny dip. Sources say that Mackenzie took various selfies and videos with other guests that she does not remember. No regrets. The day was a 10 out of 10 all around. So.
Wow.
I don't know.
That's incredible. Is that ENews? Was that E that did that?
It was either Deadline or it may have been ENews. It could have been TMZ.
Yeah.
It's all over the internet.
So your drink of choice is an old fashioned, is what you're telling me.
No, it's not. But
okay, interesting. Curveball.
There were 2 wedding drinks available. There was vodka lemonade or an old fashioned, and they were in like pitchers, And I'm like, oh, an old fashioned sounds like fun. When I tell you that shit was straight whiskey, like
no, of course.
I didn't know. It was my first time ever having an old fashioned.
An old fashioned is like legit whiskey and then like a sugar cube and some fucking cherries. Like that's an old fashioned. That's incredible.
I was like, let's try this new cocktail of the summer. And I was literally drunk within minutes. And I was like, I better like slow down.
I think you might be an old fashioned girl. I think that's what we're getting at right now. Like,
it truly was very enjoyable. What's your cocktail?
It's not an old fashioned. I can't drink whiskey. I just don't like the taste. I'm a big martini girl. Love a good martini. Any fucking martini. I'm like, espresso martini is like my, I mean, and I was into those before, like, it was like a fucking thing, okay? So you know how people like to claim, like, artists before they blew up? Like, I like to claim espresso martinis before they blew up. So that is my drink of choice. But I'll take a French martini. I'll take a dirty martini. Just give me any martini.
I love a filthy, dirty, nasty martini. Like
so good. What's better?
And you know what's really kind of lame? I thought like I was being so creative or funny. Like when I would go to order a martini at a bar, I'd be like, make it filthy. And I'm like, who else says that? Like that's such a me thing to say. I get on the internet and see like other people just also say that. So I'm like, wow, we all think we're really funny and unique, but we're really just all living this.
Also, did that not make you get like a very dirty martini? Like, was that not just all olive juice with like a splash of vodka at that point?
Yeah, no, it did, and I got what I wanted,
good.
But I just thought I was being so funny,
Of course.
You know what? We're at 43,000. We can get to 50. We didn't make the goal of 125, but you know what? It doesn't matter. And if you're listening to what we're talking about.
I don't see any of that. I only see, I think, my portion of comments and likes. So I just have I just have people being like my favorite 5-6 people in here being like, how are only 5 people on here? It's amazing.
There's thousands of people in here right now. I can't even. No, there's really
incredible, incredible.
But okay, oh my god, we're moving so quickly. I could talk to you forever. We have a little on here called the recommendation station, and it's just a moment in which we can share things that we need other people to watch. Like, what are your recommendations at the moment? They could be old, it could be new.
I feel like I tell my recommendations all the time. I feel like they're old at this point. Like, I have Succession you have to watch, if you haven't watched that. I right now we just started Blackbird and
I've
have
heard
you
it's
started
good.
that?
No, but my
Yeah.
friend just
Someone just said Taylor likes The Bear. I did just watch The Bear. Everyone just watched The Bear. I don't think I need to recommend that. I'll do Blackbird right now because I'm gonna be honest. At first, James and I were like, "This is a little cheesy. I don't know about this show." And then we kept watching it, and I'm like, "Okay, I'm in," and I'm so invested in what happens.
where can you stream it? Where is it at?
It's Apple TV.
Okay. This is not
Yeah.
sponsored by Apple TV, but we're
Yeah.
you out.
Yeah,
It's called
exactly.
Blackbird. Okay, I need to
It's
watch
called
it.
Blackbird. Yeah, yeah, you're gonna love it. It's with Tarn. I don't know how to say his name. But they're like the acting is just incredible. Ray Liotta's in it. It's really
Oh,
sad. I know, I know.
that must have been his very last thing he did.
I think so because I think so. And he like looks I don't know. It's so sad every time he comes on the screen. I'm like, why?
Oh, I know.
I
Bless
know.
him. He's so good.
I know. So
Um,
that's my recommendation station recommendation.
that's a stunning recommendation. A recommendation that I will take to heart and I will watch that. My
Great.
recommendation is a throwback. I need everyone in here to watch The Comeback with Lisa Kudrow. I have you ever watched
Oh,
it?
okay. No, I thought you were gonna say X Files, so I was a little thrown off for a second.
Well, X Files, yes, but
You get two. You're the host. You get two.
I get two. Okay, X Files got me through a surgery recovery. I can get into more of that at a later date.
Hmm.
But not a bad surgery. It was just like really crazy, but it's irrelevant. But I was on a lot of like drugs from the hospital, and I watched the X Files, and I was like, this is everything. I was
Okay,
also
and
really
we.
hot on David Duchovny at the time. But no, The Comeback. Everyone needs that is my comedy inspiration. Like if you want to know me as a person, watch The Comeback because you'll
Okay.
understand. Like oh okay, it's with
Yeah,
Lisa
I've
Kudrow.
I've definitely heard of it. I've gotten that recommendation. I have a hard time watching comedies.
Really?
Yeah, I I feel like I'm like working when I'm watching them. I feel like I'm like looking at the
Yeah.
writing and the jokes and all that stuff. Like I can't like with like dramas, I could just drop in and just like turn off or reality TV shows. But I will watch it for sure.
You know, I kind of use that sometimes as like a gauge with how like entertaining and like how much a show grabs you because like sometimes I'm always like that too. I'm always analyzing for everything, but
Yeah.
sometimes like when I can just drop out and then I'm like, oh my god, like I wasn't thinking about anything. Like this show is really good, you know? Like that's
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like we base how good something is by how much we don't want to look at our phones now. Like that's the freaking barometer.
no, it's actually a problem. Like it's
It's
really
upsetting. It's
it's it's
upsetting.
it's disgusting is what it is.
Yeah.
It's an atrocity. Um
Yeah.
But yeah, no. I was gonna. Oh, one little tiny recommendation too. I'm gonna make because I think season 2 is about to come out or season 3. I can't remember where they left off. Sex Lives of College Girls. Have you watched that?
Yeah. 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 It's great.
I like wasn't thinking it was gonna be fucking amazing, and then I
It's
watched it and I was
great.
like, no, this is so good. So
Yeah.
watch. Yeah, it's always sunny.
Love it.
People are always sunny. Oh my god, that's of course, of course.
Oh, did someone comment that? I'm like, what? Where
Yeah.
did you
Oh yeah,
just
you
say
can't
that
see
from?
my side. Oh, guys, God, we're like coming up on our time. I didn't even get to my ruin segment yet. So let's quickly do that.
Great.
So the first video I ever ruined was the piggies, the little piggies that went to the market. And just like justice for the pigs because it's just disgusting that nursery rhyme. I was singing it all the time when I was really little. And when they said this little piggy went to market, I thought, okay, he's going shopping. Like he's just gonna have a day out, a day on the
Of
town.
course. Of course.
Um, and then I was on Facebook one day, and somebody said that they went to market because they were getting slaughtered, and that just kind of like made me famous on TikTok. So I'm just so grateful for that pig sacrificing itself for me.
Is that how you thought of it? You saw someone say that and it all just clicked?
Yeah. I was like sitting on Facebook and I was watching, I was just, scrolling. I don't even scroll on Facebook anymore. That's how much I've grown.
I know.
I don't even do it. But I was, somebody posted a status and I was like reading it and I was like,
That's incredible. That is incredible.
and then that was it. And then I posted the video
Yeah.
on my she texted me. She was like, "Bitch, that video was so funny. You're gonna go viral." And it had like 50 views at that point, and I was like, "Probably not. Like, I have like 0 views." But then the next day, it went viral. We have very similar trajectories with our virality.
Yeah, you've gone like crazy viral though. I feel like your videos have gone like insane, like craziness. Was that all during the pandemic?
Yeah, well, it was like half pandemic and then half like transitioning out of the pandemic. Is there a bug on
Yeah.
Oh, there's a bug on my phone. I thought it was like in the screen. I was like, oh my God.
You're like, podcast over. We need to go now.
I didn't even get to read my ad today, but it's okay. It was sponsored by lower back pain, so we don't need to talk about it. Like, it's
perfect. And we already talked so much about back hair. I feel like we hit the back,
Yeah, we did the back. I want to open up real quick. Does anybody have? We have like 4 minutes left of the pod. Taylor's been the most glorious guest ever. I know.
Stop it.
A fucking lot. So sorry if I dominated any portions of this.
No, it was beautiful. You're a great host.
Thank you.
Okay.
Does anybody have any questions for our guest? Anything you're dying to know? We're gonna open it up.
Love it. Give me what you got.
10 seconds to ask though, because I move quick here. So
yeah, quickly type your questions. Open book over here. I can't see them, so if there are any, you let me know.
Let's see. Come on, y'all. Does anybody have any questions for Taylor? People
any
did
burning questions?
Earlier, and then Taylor, where'd you get your shirt?
Oh, I don't freaking know. So many people have asked that today. Hold on. Wait, is there a tag? Oh, I ripped the tag out.
Oh.
I ripped the tag out. I can figure it out. It was at one of the stores in the Grove, and it's gone now. So I'll figure it out.
Okay,
sorry.
Beautiful. Well, report back. You have
great
until LA, and then we'll do this in person again.
Okay, yeah, I'll wear this shirt.
Somebody also asked a very hard-hitting question: bacon or sausage for breakfast?
Bacon all day.
Nice. When you do sausage, do you ever do sausage?
I do chicken sausage.
Nice. Oh my God, what a healthy girl. What a healthy girl.
I do what I can, honestly.
See, I'm like a skank, and I eat like the frozen like little maple wiener sausages. That's my
No, yeah. I mean, I do maple chicken. It's the same shit, just
maple
chicken
anything, at any time.
I know.
Favorite Taylor Swift song? Are you a Swiftie?
No, somebody asked me that on my live. I'm not a Swiftie, and I don't want you guys to hate me because of it. I don't she's fine, but I'm not a Swiftie. I love you Swifties. I'm just not one. So I would go back to the bangers. So like Love Story when I was in high school, like those were chill,
I agree. Love Story was a good moment. I kind of wish that I was more of a Swiftie, but at the same time, I'm like, I take it when it comes. I don't seek it out. You know what I mean?
I just saw this. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No.
We're in the question segment.
I'm scrolling to see if there are any more questions. You talk.
Okay, so I just saw this like meme or TikTok that was like Taylor Swift is Lana Del Rey for girls who haven't had sex yet. And the girls like are reacting just with their jaws dropped, like the Swifties, and they're so funny. It was adorable, and I thought it was great.
I love that. That really, really makes a lot of sense. I think that's like. Wait, one last question. Somebody just wanted to know if you have any projects on the horizon. Are you working on anything at the moment?
Yeah, I'm. Yeah, I know, right? I'm writing long form stuff, just like constantly now. And I mean, for right now, we're just going to be banging out new TikToks and new internet stuff, and just auditioning. So we'll see what you can see in the near future.
Hell yeah. Manifesting bookings. There was a Lionsgate portal that just happened or something. There was something astrological that just occurred on the 8th. And I'm just, we need to manifest hard right now.
Are you an astro girl? Are you an astrology girl?
Yeah, I think I am. I
It's
think I am.
okay. You can say
I'm
it.
so scared, Daddy, but I think I am.
Fucking own it. That's
I don't
awesome. That's
know a
great.
lot about it. Like if somebody was like, "Oh my God, tell me the traits of a Sagittarius," like I couldn't. Like I don't know anything, but I know
Sure.
myself. And I recently found out that I'm a Leo rising, and that's my whole personality now. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I can't figure out my rising and fallings because my mom doesn't know what time I was born. So I'm just like, all right, I got nothing.
No, I met a girl a couple weekends ago, like 3 weeks ago. Oh my God, it's 9 o'clock. We're gonna have to wrap in a minute. I'm a Taurus. Somebody asked, what are both of your signs? I am a Taurus and I am a Leo rising and a Sagittarius moon. Taylor?
I'm a Cancer, and I don't know my other shit.
I
Cancers and
think
Tauruses like each other.
I think cancers are good. I think cancers are a good sign. What's James?
Yeah,
What's James?
no. Taurus, I think.
Yes, the Taurus brother.
Yeah. Wait, when's your birthday?
May 2nd.
Oh, he's not a Taurus. He's not a Taurus.
Oh. So you're just literally
He's
lying
a
on the podcast.
he's a Virgo. My best friend's a Taurus. That's why I got him confused.
No, Tauruses are the best. We're good. We're good friends. We make good friends.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh my God. Somebody asked, what does the neon light say? It says bullshittery. I'm working on inverting. Okay, we're working on getting this.
yeah. We
I
got to
think I
work
can.
on that.
Taylor, this has been such a glorious experience with you. Where can people find you? Tell us all your handles. Tell us how to get with you.
Thank you. Anyone can get with me. I'm an open book. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok mostly at Taylor Graysen, and that's Graysen. Nobody knows how to spell it because it's kind of a word spelling. And I just want to thank you for having me on Bullshittery. Like, this is actually so much fun, and you are a phenomenal host and person. So I love being here.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy. I am seriously serious. I'm right now. I'm very happy. um, this is so much fun. And guys, if you're on TikTok right now, go subscribe, follow me on YouTube. Our goal in life is to get that gorgeous plaque, but I have a really long way to go. So just follow me on YouTube from every account you have and subscribe. Follow the podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and wherever. My mom also commented earlier and she said that you're a beautiful girl and this was a great episode.
Oh my God, tell her I love her so much.
Mom,
Wow.
Taylor,
Yeah, I will make you chicken cutlets as well if you want to come out to LA. Thank you.
oh, she will. Oh, she will. She's so excited about me going to LA. She's like, oh, yes, baby, go do it.
Yes, we love it.
We love supportive moms.
We love it.
And that's on supportive moms. Guys, thank you so much. I'm going to text you immediately after and just rave. But if
Great.
you have stuck around this entire time, you have great karma coming your way. Just want to say that. And you're a superstar. You clearly have great taste. And I hope you all have an amazing night. Taylor, have an amazing rest of your day over in LA.
You have an amazing night. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.